I'm live, and hopefully, this is going to work today. Cause yesterday I did a video downstairs in my movie library, and I ended up having to do two videos because my iPhone, which usually captures the sound better than my iPad does, and the picture a bit better, to be honest with you, it uh it didn't it didn't reverse, it didn't kick in. So what are we talking about on a Friday night? And will there actually be any members of the movie club show up on a Friday night when they're probably gone out to watch a movie? Um, I'm not sure. Me, hey B Movie Archives, how's it going? So did you hear about the Arrow announcements today? Because hey Paris, so what I'm going to be talking about a bit, I'm going to talk about the Arrow announcements. I'm going to talk about a Kind of Vinegar Syndrome announcement reveal, and I'm going to kind of talk about the slight drama that went on between Dark Force Entertainment and Jess and Dawn of the Discs. Yeah, there. We'll get into that because that's kind of funny. We'll get to that after. Oh, it's my actually I had this is my, of course, my God, Breakfast Club shirt. By the way, let me know which character from the Breakfast Club in high school were you? Because I guess the real answer is we're all kind of an amalgamation of different characters. But come on, there's always a character in the Breakfast Club that everybody relates to once they see that movie. So let's get into the Arrow announcements first. That's going to be kind of the big thing. And I actually got the pictures. You're at that's an honest answer. You don't know how many people, Bears, will just come out and say, well, I was the jock or I was Bender. I like to think I was Bender. I was probably Ali Sheedy, like a male version of Ali Sheedy. I was kind of weird and walking on the fringes and stuff, so that's what I probably was. With a bit of Anthony Michael Hall put in there. Anyway, Arrow made some announcements today. Actually, a few of them. So you're ready to hear about what Arrow is coming out? And this shirt was worn today for a reason, because Breakfast Club by John Hughes, the Rain plus the basket case, nice, is, well, that's kind of the big part of their announcement. So the first thing announced from Arrow, and I gotta say, I was extremely surprised by this. Maybe people saw this coming or knew about it. Was this movie right here, which also starred Molly Ringwald. And yeah, if hopefully that you can pick that out there, but that's 16 Candles. So 16 Candles is coming out from Arrow Video. I gotta say that is kind of a surprise. I can't say I saw 16 Candles coming when as an Arrow Video announcement. It's different. Now the next movie that I'm going to show you definitely sounds like an Arrow Video style title. So, is anybody here excited or surprised by 16 Candles? Molly Ringwald is gorgeous then, and she's gorgeous today. I'm hoping that she'll be showing up on Riverdale a bit more. Unfortunately, with the passing of actor Luke Perry, who had a big part in the show Riverdale. And of course, she was the mom, but she was living away. So I'm kind of hoping that brings her onto the show. I'm very surprised. I'm happily surprised. That means that there's other films that we might actually get from them. People, even though we don't get a lot of this type of film from Arrow Video, we can't be like too surprised because we have gotten things like The Last American Virgin in the past and Porky's, and both of those films really do have that still have that kind of vibe to them. Now, obviously, John Hughes is a little bit more tame than something like Porky's. This is your third stream, really, Sasha? So we just talked about Arrow Videos. The first announcement we talked about is right here. 16 Candles. Coming from Arrow Video. The other one is going to seem like a pretty standard one from Arrow, but it's going to be a surprise for some people that are a big fan of this director. Oh, I'm gonna get to that one, Bears. Don't worry. Spoilers. And that is Shram. So I think you can guys. I'm horrible at pronunciation. So whenever I get something wrong, let me know. I'm gonna say Shram. That looks like how it's pronounced. So it's another film by the guy that made Necromantic and Necromantic 2 and Dare Toda King or something like that. Anyway, so I got Necromantic 2. And I really haven't bothered to get anything else from that director. Necromantic 2 was good for the type of film that it was. That target audience that was going for, I'm sure we're very pleased. But it's not really my thing. Uh, it's more like a gore for the sake of gore type of thing. You know what I mean? And some people like, especially I think younger people really like that a lot. All right, so the next one is a Catherine Bigelow film. Nobody was interested in Shram. I can tell. There's no comments on it. People kind of thought you were. Did you think you were like a girl type things? Was that it? That happens sometimes, you know. Like you put like a female picture up there, like even if it's of a big celebrity, and they'll be like, "Oh, that means." No, it doesn't mean that. They're profile pictures. Uh, Loveless. Now this is Willem Dafoe. It's a Catherine Bigelow film, so if you're a fan of Catherine Bigelow, she did movies like Near Dark, if you remember that one. Now I don't really remember Loveless. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's directed by Catherine Bigelow and it's starring Willem Dafoe. So that alone, that kind of has me interested. Like this is probably, unless I hear something like extravagant about it, it's probably not a day one purchase, but this is something that I would pick up like around Christmas time or sometime that I had some extra money type of thing. Uh, Decent enough release is so Willem Dafoe's uh, right. I think Sasha, you might have got hit by some trolls. You know that happens sometimes. Don't you know? Unfortunately, when we put ourselves out here, sometimes we don't always get the most positive responses back from, but it's from people that really it doesn't matter. But you keep doing you. So next up is kind of interesting because this actually has, I have the 8-track to this film. Uh, like a while back, I bought some 8-tracks because at the time the record player that I had a working 8-track player. That was the reason I picked up that record player in particular because I really wanted something where I could actually get go to like really old and go and collect some 8-tracks and stuff like that. Unfortunately, the 8-track player died in that record player. And once an 8-track dies in a record player, you can't fix it. Ask me much from Mississippi Burning. Oh, you got some good Willem Dafoe movies to watch too. But it's FM. Now, I remember listening to the soundtrack when I had 8-track players working quite a bit, and I did like the soundtrack. I got to be honest, I don't remember this film. I think I saw it like a long time ago, but it never stuck with me. I know it's kind of one of those cult ones, those like, music kind of fun ones, but I don't know it. So any of these movies, guys, if you know them better than me, please, feel free to jump in and give me some more. Now this is the most interesting one. It's got the coolest cover, hands down. I have not seen this movie. I know I have not seen this movie. I had to look it up. But I can be pretty certain it's my type. It's something that I'm going to buy. And that is The Chill Factor. So like just take a look at that cover. It's a really nice cover. It kind of gives you like a slashery cover. It almost kind of looks like Shredder. Remember that one? It has that kind of feel to it. But apparently this has some type of like, I'm not sure if it's demonic or some type of satanic aspect to it as well. Now, the only chill factor I ever heard of before was a Cuba Gooding Jr. film that wasn't that that was okay. But the Chill Factor, yeah, the cover is awesome. You haven't mentioned Alice Sweet Alice. I'm guessing. I'd say that may become like an October release or somewhere around there. I figure this is gonna be a bigger one for them. But yeah, this is the most interesting thing for me out of the stuff that I've seen here so far. Is the Chill Factor. It's a horror movie that I haven't seen. It's got a kick-ass cover. You know the cover's going to sell this movie along. And next up, they announced Weird Science. They announced a steelbook of Weird Science. They announced the regular edition of Weird Science. And I'm not a steelbook person. I usually go for the regular edition because I can like flip around the cover and stuff like that. I almost want them both because look at that picture of like Kelly LeBrock on the back of the steelbook. Oh, guys, Kelly LeBrock. I got to say it. So this is their announcements. Just go through them one more time. We got, oh, I didn't see that one there. Something called Lords of Chaos, which is, I think it's a Prime exclusive. Oh, I missed that. What did you say there? Something with Barnes & Noble? Hey, Scholar. You got into the right stream this time. Shram is coming out. Yeah, the Universal Blu-ray I heard is actually pretty bad too. No. Because, so, does anybody know any of those films? Barnes & Noble needs to sell more arrows. See, you're lucky, B Movie Archives, because you've got a Barnes & Noble there. Like, here in Canada, we don't have any. And I think what's kept Barnes & Noble out of Canada, because they did, like, put feelers in to try and come here before, is, yeah, exactly, Weird Science and 16 Candles with 2 cuts. Scalder's right. But, let's check something here. Sorry about that. I think we had like a little bit of a troll thing there for a second. You're not going to get a response, Sasha. Not unless the person chooses a new name. Just to let you know, I'm going to try and stay on that as best as I can. It seems that Fridays, they come out kind of in full force sometimes. So the good thing about having it here and here, look, it's double me, is the ability to do that. Anyway. Don't worry about it. Luckily, I was on it. Aside from that, there was kind of a Vinegar Syndrome announcement. And that would be there we go. And that would be that Satan Slaves, which was supposed to be kind of one of the announcements for May, I think. It was kind of confusing. So Satan Slave, there's a hold up with Satan Slave. They don't think it's going to come out for May. It is one that they originally thought would be there for the May edition of it. But it's obviously that's not happening now. So they're putting out a kind of like they may be putting out a Killer Dog one in place of it. Now that's not one of the secret, that's not one of the secret titles. The other ones that you'll see there. it's one of the two, you know. I think it's that other title that goes with like the one they already announced. They announced one already, and I think the other one was supposed to be announced like it was going to be Satan's Slave, but in place of that, they're putting something else, which I think is kind of interesting. It's something that that'll be interesting to see them do. Do you know which one it is? Because the name is like it's it's on the tip of my tongue of what it is. But they made that announcement today. Do I have Cat of Nine Tails? Huh. I yes I do actually. That's the one I do have. I got the the big the limited edition that came out. It's actually a really good edition. I do recommend it. Now Cat of Nine Tails, it's not my favorite of the Argento Giallos, but that being said, a half decent Argento Giallo is can be better than a lot. Played it. Thank you, Hoax. Thanks a lot. The thing is, I had it on here. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be bluntly honest with you. I had it on here, but I'm kind of like playing like gatekeeper a bit right now, right? Because I want this to be a pretty seamless night. So what I got going on right now is making sure that we can have like the a pretty decent stream without like too much hassle going on. So I don't have to like get up and like ice pick somebody or stuff like that. Okay, so yeah, so Play Dead is the one that looks like it's going to go in place of Satan's Slaves. Now that being said, they're not. They still it looks like it. They're not quite sure. So we still got like the blacked out part of that announcement. We don't know till till Black Friday, the halfway to Black Friday sale comes, what the other two secret titles are going to be. Somebody in here mentioned that they think that Blood Games could be one of them. Another person mentioned that Terminal Island is a possibility. I've been like championing Terminal Island for a while because he mentioned that one last year and it hasn't come out. So I'm kind of hoping that this is going to be the time for it to get released. Yeah, exactly, Scholar. Thank you. I have it written down here somewhere. Actually. So it looks like Night of the Creeps is going to be delayed as well. But I'd rather them delay a film than put it out and like have to send it in to get like a disc replacement or a disc exchange or something like that. Delay it. I mean, if you're not 100% sure with the quality control, delay the film till you are, because at the end of the day, that's that's going to help. That's going to make the difference. That's going to be the big thing. Now the other thing that I did want to mention is that does anybody like follow like Down to the Discs? Exactly. Delays are better than bad discs in both in movies and in games as well. In game movies, they're like, oh, let's get this disc out there at such and such a time. We can always do an exchange. With games, it's like, oh, we can always put a patch up there. I've seen the New Centurions, not in a long time. Indicator put out an edition of the New Centurion Sasha that's supposed to be really good. Now the yeah, I'll get the Dark Force. So the initial release of the New Centurions with George C. Scott, it's sold out. So the one with the booklet is did you get the original one with or without with the booklet? I missed out on that one. Because I know they had a nice booklet with it first, and then they brought it back out again without the booklet. So I missed out on the booklet edition. But all the features were all the same. It's just the booklet that was missing. But it's been a long time. I remember liking it when I saw it. Now, yeah, so Just the Disc is they're basically their Facebook page, kind of like they got an Instagram, and they're really good at announcing stuff. Exactly. It's good to have it, but if it's not there, you still got the movie, still got all the features. Unless it's like the movie that you really, really want to get that booklet of. Because yeah, I'm going to buy it down the road. So basically, so they go on to basically let people know, okay, this is coming out from this company, this is coming out from this company. I need to get that one put in my watch pile. I gotta say, the watch pile, I've only done 2 watch pile videos so far, but I have to say they've been fairly popular. Scum's Hoax is apparently, hey John, I'm gonna get the Dark Force actually. Scum is selling really well. Just to let you guys know, if you're looking to get the limited edition of Scum that's coming out from Indicator, they were super surprised. This is becoming a Night of the Demons situation, Night of the Demon situation, where it's basically really. They were really surprised when Night of the Demon. Hey, Cellulite Shout, man, how's it going? We were just about to mention Dark Force. So anyway, so Don the Disc apparently may have announced, may have said, talked about Dead Pit. Like on my channel here, a couple people mentioned that Dead Pit was coming out from a company, and I think it was Dark Force Entertainment, and it had like light up eyes on the cover or something like that. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. So Dark Force came out, and I'm not even joking here, and they said, they tweeted that Dawn of the Disc had announced and made, had told secret information about their Dead Pit release, and that legal actions could be following. I'm not even joking. This is the thing they said. I'm sure some of you guys know about this. So I haven't got any Dark Force Entertainment in here. But I will tell you one thing right now. After all the other stuff that I've heard from Dark Force, all this, and all this type of stuff that I heard. Hey, Indy. Oh, you haven't heard the announcements. Let me go through them really quickly for you. So, so basically, I'm not buying any Dark Force Entertainment in the near future. I just can't do it. So, because Indie Phantom came in late, I'm going to mention the announcements here that are being put out. So we have Weird Science coming out from Arrow Video in regular edition and Steelbook. We have The Chill Factor, Indie Phantom. I do not know anything about this movie, but it's not the Cuba Gooding Jr. movie. It's a slasher film with satanic sequences to it. FM, The Loveless, a Catherine Bigelow film starring Willem Dafoe. Shram, if you're into like the necromantic style stuff, that's by that director. And last but not least is 16 Candles. And it looks like Satan's Slaves is going to be put on hold so that Play Dead may be coming out from Vinegar Syndrome in May instead. Have you seen it? Hey, Warlock. It's like for FM? I don't know. I had the soundtrack to FM, John, but I don't really remember it. I like, for the life of me. I don't remember FM at all. I love the soundtrack. I had it on VHS. Well, there are aspects of 16 Candles hoax that are kind of disturbing. Loveless, I could have sworn I've seen this one. Like Scott, I can't place it at this moment, but I feel like I've seen this. Same with FM. I'm going to be completely honest. Did you go? Oh, I missed out on it, didn't I? Is it still available or is it all sold out? So, yeah, Mono Macabre went live with the pre-sale of Emmanuel in America, so that's one that you're looking into getting. That Warlock, thank you, because I have forgotten about that. Warlock just announced that's available for pre-sale. Check Mono Macabre's website there. They have like they're on kind of a big cartel website, but they have one that works well. Has B-Movie Archives gotten to go get Emmanuel in America? So that's a ton of of announcements to drop to today. So you're doing see, I'm saving everything, Scott, already. You know me. I got to save for the sale that's coming. Okay, thank you. Okay. Twin Peaks type of feel in some scenes. I know a few people on here that are going to love that fact. I know. Then I know I've seen this. I have definitely seen this film. Uh, I cannot like tell you the plot line to love this right now, but I know I've seen this film. And yeah, that's gonna be a buy for me. I don't know if it's gonna be day one buy, but it's definitely gonna be a buy. Something that I do want to check out. What's neat about this is exactly that's the thing. Well, basically, it's another Night the Demon situation when it comes for Indicator. Scum sold so well that they've upped the amount that they're putting out. Now it's 8,000. So I don't have the last movie yet, which I do need to get. That's the other kind of box set, right? That would be considered a box set, wouldn't it? And right, he's like me. We're saving for the Vinegar Syndrome titles. 16 Candles in Indie Phantom. I'm not gonna lie to you. Uh, it's kind of it's kind of different when you rewatch it as an adult. There's certain sequences that you're gonna be like, oh. You- See, you got the US release. See, I need that Indicator release. Basically, Sasha, I'm collecting the Indicator like the big releases, and I'm getting the single ones after that I need. But so far, I've gotten every box set aside from the last movie. That Indicator, I've got every like full like big box that Indicator has put out. So all the William Castles, all the Hammer ones, the Bud Boddicker stuff, the Samuel Fuller, the Ray Harryhausen and Sinbad stuff. I grabbed all that. I really like their box sets. I think they do an amazing job with the box sets. Scum, I kind of better see. I need the set. Who put it out in North America? Because that's gonna make a difference. Because I kind of go over like both. Like for instance, when I wanted the Decalogue because I like Kozlowski. So now Criterion put it out, right? Like the Decalogue, and I looked at the Criterion edition, and then I looked at the edition that was put out by Arrow Academy, and it was so much better. It wasn't even it was the amount of like extra features were laughably uh, bigger. Some people consider Indicator kind of like Criterion. Some people consider Indicator like an upgrade from Twilight Time because they do a lot of Twilight Time films. I'm not sure if you noticed or not, but when Indicator first came out, because there was a lot of titles. Like I'm here in North America, and Twilight Time is in the U.S., so it should be easy for me and not too expensive for me to get Twilight Time releases. That has not been the case. Uh, so when Indicator came out and they started putting out movies that were coming out initially from Twilight Time, but with like huge booklets and better features, and I was like, yeah, I'm all into the Indicator packaging. I need an Aura McFlurry, man. Send one my way. Aaron, there's a lot of really good titles. That's the thing. It's got to be a little bit harder for Criterion going over into the UK, uh, as it was for like Arrow to come over here into North America. And the reasoning being because whereas we really didn't have anything on North America's side that would really kind of go alongside of Arrow, uh, over in the UK, like, and I know that a lot of people in the UK really wanted to get Criterion over there. Uh, the thing is that there's Eureka and there's BFI, there's Masters of Cinema, there's Arrow Academy. It's got to be harder for Criterion, like making headway in the UK. They got to be coasting a lot on their name as a way to do it. And I don't mean that in a bad way or in any kind of derogatory way at all. I just mean that you would have to, like just from a marketing standpoint. Yeah, exactly. Like, and by that time, Sasha, basically, didn't you guys have like so much? You guys had like the better version of Unibaba over there, for instance. Like you, the original DVD of Unibaba, I got it actually from Criterion. It's nothing compared to what you guys had over there for the Eureka. Your Eureka edition of Unibaba was much better. I don't have the Blu-ray, the updated Blu-ray of Unibaba by Criterion, but as far as the DVD edition goes, yeah, that wasn't one of their finer moments. You tripled your Eureka collection? I wish I could, man. I really wish I could. Where I am going back to school, it has slowed me down. And much like End Ready, I'm saving for that Vinegar Syndrome sale. I really want to up my the amount that I have for from that company. I still don't know which way I'm going to go with it. Do I get the limited editions? Do I pick one of the do I just kind of start filling up stuff? That's a good idea, guys. For BME Archives, what are some indicator recommendations that you have? I am going to NSCC here in Nova Scotia, and I am doing computer security and programming. I'm very jealous, Warlock. I'm super jealous of that. Say hi for me. Like, if you got like a smartphone or something, like go up there and say, look, this channel shows your stuff more than any other channel on YouTube. Because, see if they show me some love. I would love to get there, like get to basically one of the conventions that they're at. I hope so, Indy. I really do. I did oh, excellent choices. Blue Collar with Paul Schrader, fantastic film. There's also a really great kind of like feature on it. Charlie Varick. There's two mentions of Blue Collar. The Last Details, fantastic. The Boddicker set, hands down. Any of the sets, man. Some people are unsure about the second Castle set because it isn't horror oriented the way that the first one is. That's the truth of the matter. It's more comedic with one like solid horror title in the Joan Crawford one. Happy Birthday to Me. I would definitely say that. AGFA. So they really are putting Tammy the T-Rex. I actually thought that was a joke first, folks, when I heard it. I completely thought they were joking. But that'll be interesting to see. I like AGFA's titles. I just got into them this year. The first one that I ever watched from them was the Lady Street Fighter title, and I was extremely impressed. Well, not with the film so much, but the way they did it. Hardcore autofocus. If I was to put any in there, Torture Garden. If you don't have Torture Garden, yeah, they did an awesome edition of Torture Garden. If you're an Amicus, you're an anthology fan, then I do recommend that. Ooh, see, Hoax, you said shot on video slasher, and that hits my heart in a special way, which is not surprising. You guys know the type of stuff I like. Oh, is it? Yes, 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 yes. The Happy Birthday to Me from Indicator, because I have the one. I have the Blu-ray that you got. I'm guessing the Blu-ray you got right now is the Mill Creek. It's kind of a double feature, right? Uh, where did you get Light of Day? I didn't even know it was out. Like the last time I saw Light of Day was VHS. I did not know Light of Day was out. More than likely they're just trying to get everything in there. There's always like I moved from here from from Newfoundland to Nova Scotia, and I got a complete box that's got the standard release with the VH. I don't have that one, but I I really do like the edition that they put out. There's a great booklet in there. There's features as well for the Happy Birthday to Me, and I know there's no features on the Mill Creek release. I think it's a good as long I'd say make sure the booklet's still there. But for me, I'm a big slasher fan though. If you're a fan of like exploitation slasher films, then and you want the best edition of Happy Birthday to Me, if you like that film, uh, yeah, then definitely I'd say grab the Indicator release. If it's something that you're only so-so on, and you're not really big on that film, you're not really big on slasher films, then the Mill Creek release is probably going to do you. I love that film. I'm a huge Joan Jett fan. But yeah, no, if you're collecting slashers and you want the best version like of those films, Indicator's version of Happy Birthday to Me is by far and large the best version. Mill Creek and eventually I think got the right music to it because one, Glenn Ford needed to pay bills. Two, Happy Birthday to Me is probably one of the better slashers of that era. Hey Wolf, how's it going, man? Uh, Definitely one of the better slashers of that era. So it kind of makes sense. If he's gonna go into it, you want to go in. You want to do something good. You don't want to be like let's look at some of the slashers that certain like directors and certain actors ended up doing. Where, exactly, the ending to Happy Birthday to Me is excellent, and it has a great cast. A great and as a crossover cast, it has a great Canadian cast there as well. There are some fantastic Canadian actors that if you're from Canada or you've been watching stuff growing up, your babysitter kind of rocks. I gotta say that almost made me spit take. Your babysitter kind of rocks. Oh, here we go. I like it all. Fun guys, isn't it? But no, I that's always been a favorite of mine. I like Canucksploitation. I really I it's maple syrup going through the veins. I'm Canadian. Uh, but certain movies really stick out to me. And Happy Birthday to Me is one of those that do. And I'll tell you, I'll kind of tell you why. I used to watch a show called King of Kensington, and I watched a another one called that came on afterwards. It was kind of a spin-off of it. Was It was called Hanging In, and Hanging In was at one of the actors that acted in a couple episodes of King of Kensington, and I kind of followed him, and he actually has a part in Happy Birthday to Me as well. Yeah, I seen it there, Chase. That's why I've had this up here. So, well, that'll give her so where's that? She's at again? Because you said before, and I'm trying to see it on here. So where did she go? She moved to Canada. You said where she was going, and oh, that would be nice. Yeah, I would have loved him at Al Waxman. He seemed like a really cool guy. Um, but then you probably know the actor I'm talking about. He's David Eisner, I think is his name. He's got like kind of curly dark hair, and he acted on kind of a street kid on King of Kensington, and then he was like one of the kind of I guess one of the guidance counselors. Worked at the youth center. Was one of the stars of a show called Hanging In, and then he had this movie that he did called Family Reunion. Was at a kind of like one of those comedies. Had this really cute girl in it. I really know more about this actor than I should. Anyway, so in Happy Birthday to Me, there's this. He's in it, and he's this like kind of dark character. Where basically there's this sequence where I guess he's playing a joke or something like that, and they kind of think he's dead. He goes around with this knife and goes up in this kind of like bell tower place at a church. And it always stuck out to me, and it's a really really different like a different thing. You didn't get to speak to him. See, that happened to my better half. She was in New York, going to school, going to university, and she gets on this she gets in this elevator, and there's David Bowie at the time, and a mom. And what you should know about my better half is she is the world's biggest David Bowie fan. You know, far and large, she is the world's biggest David Bowie fan. Uh, and here she is in an elevator in close proximity, uh, thinking, okay, you know, I can say anything. And she is not a shy person, nor is she somebody that would can actually pretty good, Paul. Um, but she could not talk. She couldn't speak. She didn't move. Uh, she couldn't just. She basically couldn't do anything when it came to. So she got off the elevator and never got to speak to him again. Unfortunately, he passed. But you know, years later. But no, she was like she was pretty young then. She was like in her 20s. That's what I heard actually. That he's actually a super really like nice guy, like he was, like extremely smart, kind of quiet. And it's always nice when you hear stuff like that. Because I've yeah, or one of her favorite films, because we got it on DVD like around 2 or 3 times. We don't have the Blu-ray yet because it came from Twilight Time, and I'm hoping Indicator will put it out. I think maybe they are, they have, and it's called Absolute Beginners. But it's a movie that she really really loves, and I've bought it for her on DVD at least twice. So basically, we got an unopened copy of the MGM release that came out, and an open copy that she can watch. Some are just people. See that there's the thing. I think that one of the things that that happens sometimes is that you can like go up to people, like a celebrity, and just be more chill, I guess. But it can. I mean, like it can be daunting. Like most celebrities, okay, David Bowie, no. I think I would. Let's like if I would have met Prince. I'm a huge Prince fan. I unfortunately I'll never get to meet Prince now. He's passed away. But I think if I ever met Prince, much like when I met Stan Lee, it would be if I said anything, it's like thank you. That would have been it. That's all I would probably get out, because certain people, I guess, you know, certain people you get there and you get a vibe, and but some have this aura, this beyond type of thing, and yes, they're people too, and they say, you know, like just imagine with their clothes off, imagine them on the toilet, all that type of stuff. Uh, doesn't always work for me. Only twice, like I said before, on a recent one, so I won't go into it now. But I got tongue tied twice when it came to celebrities. Most of the time, however, it's pretty chill, uh, and it's really nice when you get a celebrity that you can actually that you speak to, and they talk, and it's not like they're not just there to like, you know, do the photo op or get, you know, or get the cash to kind of move you along. Uh, I remember we went to a convention once, and my better half wanted to meet Will Wheaton. So you know, because he not so much Star Trek. She wasn't a big fan of him in Star Trek, but like the stuff he done after that. And we watched tabletop gaming a lot on YouTube, you know, that type of stuff. Uh, so just before we go in there, because it's a photo op, you know, they come out. This guy comes out with a board, like a clipper, you know, those clapboard things, and he's like, said, okay, now just to let you guys know, we're opening up the line. People go in, you get your picture taken, but we have to let you know. Don't try don't try to touch Will Wheaton, because he's he doesn't like to be touched. Uh, you know, don't try to shake his hand or anything like that. So we were kind of disappointed in that. We hadn't planned to actually. It was just an odd request, and he said afterwards that in the Q&A thing, that basically he was at a convention once and he got like really sick. He got like a real kind of real bad cold or something like that. And after that, his wife or something told him, don't go touching fans. So maybe that's the reasoning behind it. But it was just a really odd, strange request. Yeah, I know. It's in like a mini series format, right? Like almost like a 4-part or 2 or 3 part mini series. The extended cut is. I'm still kind of peeved that I never got to see the 70 millimeter cut of that. One thing I heard about Netflix that didn't impress me. Does anybody watch this Santa Clarita Diet? It's the Drew Barrymore Champ the Elephant show. Which ran 3 seasons. Pretty good actually really good. So that's canceled. Hey 4K, did you pick up Fleshpoint on 42nd Street 4K? Because you really should. It's got some great like scenes from New York back in the day. 42nd Street. It looks really good. Vinegar Syndrome put it out. I'm not sure if I mentioned that to you since if you've been on here since I actually mentioned that one or not, but I did want to mention it. But yeah, Santa Clarita Diet has been canceled. It's been canceled by Netflix. Uh, I actually really liked that show. I thought they did a good job. They had the world building wise, wow, they did an amazing job. The world building in Santa Clarita Diet, but it looks like what looks to be coming true, and there's been rumors and speculation and all that about Netflix, is that Netflix are putting on shows and they're doing them like if they give them the chance, uh, they'll give them like 3 years, like 3 seasons. And a lot of shows are not like going past 3 seasons on. It doesn't matter if the show's concluded or not. Once they do 3 seasons of it, it's gone. Uh, we saw what they did with the superhero stuff. That went. We kind of expected that because Marvel, Disney was doing their own thing, but that's not the only thing. There's been other shows that have been canceling, and Santa Clarita Diet is only just another one of the many shows that they've canceled recently. So I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure if Netflix is making the right decisions for a lot of things right now. I think I can see them focusing more on a lot of their movies. And they recently bought like kind of bought into a theater in Los Angeles, so that their films they can go for the Oscars, right? They can go for the Academy Awards with the films that they do. I'm not sure if they're making the right decision. A lot of people went into Netflix originally, like when it originally came out, to see like not just to see different films, but they had a lot of different shows and that on there. They had like a lot of different TV programs. They had stuff. They had the canal stuff. Oh yeah. Oh, Santa Cruz Diet, Sasha. Yeah, that's canceled. Um, they just announced it today. They had a lot of different shows, and then they didn't have so many like because other stations, the companies were taking away their shows. So what they've been doing is these Netflix started putting out their own programming, and lately within the last year they've started slashing a lot of their programming, canceling a lot of stuff. I don't expect to see Big Mouth make it past 3 seasons. Uh, and you know, whether you like that show or not, it's, you know, it's a kind of comedic um, animated show. There's a few shows actually that I'm concerned about. Umbrella Academy just got started. Will that get past? Will that get a second season? Will that get to a third season? I'm not quite sure. Um, but it doesn't seem like they're committed with the original programming line of their that they have. It seems like they're kind of scattershot. That's definitely true. Netflix could have their own line, Warlock, their own like physical media label, uh, easily done, and you know they can put it out, kind of price it right. They're not going to give us many more obscure older stuff because honestly, India, a lot of that is you're going to see on different channels depending on like what streaming service owns it, whether that's CBS or the mega umbrella that is Disney. Um, we're not seeing a lot of that, and we never did really see a lot of that, except for the early days of Netflix. Oh, B Movie Archive, have a fantastic night, and thank you for coming in, by the way, dude. Uh, I want to see a mix. They're not gonna, in my opinion, they're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it for me on just movies alone. And I love movies, but I get concerned now when say I'm one of those. I watch Riverdale, a show not a lot of people watch, but I really did like the series Riverdale. Um, hey John. But and it's a weird show. You got to be all in because you got to come. If you've ever seen Riverdale, like the first season, it seems like this is a bit strange. No, 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 that's nothing. Get to the third season, Riverdale gets really strange. Now, my concern is that they're doing Sabrina, the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. They own that one. Now, Riverdale is owned by the CW, so that can go on. That can keep going. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, however, that because Netflix owns it, that has a good chance that that's only going to go a couple seasons, maybe three max. It is. I mean, like, how far are you in it, Indy? Uh, the first season is I thought was fantastic. I love the ending reveal, that type of thing for the first season. I won't tell you, not going to spoil it for you. Uh, I do like the second season, though they extended it to 22, and I do think there's a kind of a drop off in between. Okay, you got, and season three, man, it's super crazy. I'm just gonna say it's kind of crazy. My oldest, she's a huge Ultraman fan. She loves Ultraman and Kamen Rider, the Kamen Rider stuff. Those are two of her favorites. Fresca. But yeah, that's been the big news. The Arrow releases. Oh, the long ongoing Japanese show. Yeah. By the way, guys, if you saw my last video, then Sasha did put the link down below in the comment section for the sleeve video, for the making sleeve video, uh, which is kind of interesting. If you want to check that out, you can look at my video previously to this, and you just pause it if you've already seen it, and go down to the comment section down below, and Sasha's got a link for the sleeve video. Which I'm still not quite sure that I could do well with, but I got quiet there for a second. But yeah, that's pretty much the roundup right now. We got the Arrow video releases. Vinegar Syndrome is putting either Satan's Slave or Play Dead. It'll be interesting to see which one they go with. Which one is going to be done for May. We still don't know what the two other releases are. The two secret titles. Some people think it's going to be Blood Games. And God, you're cowards. Come here. I wish. I can't even get picked up by Vinegar Syndrome Man, and I do work with him a lot. You showed Demon win last night. I missed that. Say, um, Blood Games would be an extra, and some people are saying it because they did say that the title would come out of left field, and people are seeing that as a baseball reference. I hadn't picked up on that, but if they're right, you know, there's going to be a lot of people excited about that, and I can see them doing a really uh, good cover for that. Oh, that was a troll, John. He's gone. My Samurai. See, you mentioned that earlier. I didn't know that that was announced. Which one is My Samurai? See, I'm collecting the MVD Rewind collection. You guys know that. I got like 16 titles. No, 13 of the 16 titles that have been released so far. So I'm in. I'm all in at this point. So whatever My Samurai is, I'll have to. I'm definitely picking it up because they've had a lot of different stuff. Robot Ninja. Yeah. It's on Facebook. I'll check that out afterwards. I kind of can't right now. Don, did just tweet it? Yeah, if it's a ninja film or a samurai film, I'm usually there. The I did buy the Zarihichi set, and I had a lot of fun with that. I like. I think my first ones when I was growing up were like I liked a lot of the Lone Wolf and Cub stuff, and I remember watching Rutger Hauer and was it Blind Fury, which is kind of a modern day kind of samurai film. Shining 4K, yeah. We're hoping. They're showing a 4K version of The Shining in theaters, which are leading people to believe that there's a 4K release coming out sometime in 2019. I think there is, actually. I really do think there is. We have already gotten the 4K release of 2001. That was a fantastic release. Uh, those. So either way, I totally lost my train of thought. But yes, I do think that that The Shining is coming in 4K. I think that's pretty much a given. I'm hoping we'll get another one of those big boxes like we did with the 2001 release, with with the cards and stuff in it. I really did enjoy that, and it was really inexpensive. Like I think it was like $22 when it came out here. Scared Stiff. I haven't seen that one in years. I gotta look. I gotta look it up. Yeah, Scared. I'm trying to think. Is Scared Stiff the one with the cover with the well, with the original cover had like this mask type thing that's broken? I knew you'd be a hell about Kioma. Actually, yes, that's another one. Apocalypse Now, Final Cut coming in and kind of in a 4K style release. There's something else that I had up here. Oh, and the cover. This is the for Grindhouse's The Tough Ones, which is actually coming out. And and Vinegar Syndrome announced a steelbook of Mothra, which I am for. I'm sure some people in here are going to be all about checking out that Mothra stuff. A steelbook of Mothra. Is anybody getting that one? I'm guessing it's going to be pretty inexpensive. So it is going to be a Mill Creek release. So I don't expect features, but it's going to be like a Blu-ray steelbook release. I knew you would for it. But having Mothra there, Grand Duel. See, I don't have Mothra at all. I don't think so. That's that's a definite for me. I don't know, man. If they can do more, the Annihilators, yeah, I love the original cover to the Annihilators, the one with the drawn cover. They show like a different cover, like kind of I'm not sure what the other artwork is, but I'm definitely keeping on that like, kind of VHS looking like style cover of the Annihilators. That's how I remember seeing it back in the day. I'm just reading your stuff now. I'm seeing if I missed out on anything that I need to catch up on. Apocalypse Now Final Cut in 4K. No, dude, if they can do a 4K release of Apocalypse Now and they put the right time and stuff into it, because Blu-ray is good, but 4K as the thing too, to perfect it. And I don't mean just like as in a picture, but I'm talking sound as well. Because there's going to be not just resolution stuff. We're going to be talking sound. The the actual the fact of the matter is there is a bigger color gamut. Hey, culture. In that you can do with 4K. That just isn't available in Blu-ray. Now, Tough Turf, that I'm excited about. That I am super excited about. I'm a huge fan of that film. Tough Turf and I think it was called Bad Kids was the other one. I think it was called Bad Kids. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, they were early on in James Spader's career. He did a couple films. He did a few films actually, but he was a different type of actor. So the studios couldn't really get a great handle on is he a bad guy? He's got the looks for a leading man material, but is he? But he's got the acting chops to like to do these really slimy, kind of cruel bad guy roles. So I think the same year they put out two films. They put out Tough Turf. I'm pretty much sure nearby that, and they put out I think it's Bad Kids or New Kids. I think it's New Kids. I think it might be called the New Kids because it has I guess now in the news Lori Loughlin. I'm pretty sure it's in the New Kids. So in one of those movies, the New Kids, he's like a bad guy. He's the bad guy. I like really slimy, evil bad guy. Thanks, John. And in Tough Turf, it's the opposite. I think he's a good guy. You never saw Tough Turf? It's a fun movie. It's like an '80s film. It's one of those. Some people have way too much time on their hands. 315. I gotta get that one too. Actually, I have not seen 315 in ages. A lot of these movies that are coming out now, I haven't seen them since VHS days. Some like will stick in my mind. 315. I remember. There's Avengers on it. I'm excited about that film. It's I know it's weird, but like a lot of the stuff people announce like big releases and all this is coming out and this special edition and this is coming out, and I'm excited about Keanu Lorber's Tough Turf. It just there's certain films from your childhood, from your youth that stick with you. Tough Turf is one of those that stuck with me. Uh, did the New Kids come out? Has anybody put that out yet? That because you think that you would have thought that they would put that out when they put out Tough Turf. Like if the rights to one, I'm not sure if a different company put it out, but you think they would put them both out. My better half, 4K, she hates the Planet of the Apes films. I love them, so it's going to be a bit of a maybe a bit of a challenge to get her to pick them up because I do have the Blu-ray one of Planet of the Apes. That slim case that came out. I got that one year because I got like a gift certificate from my dad for Christmas one year, and that's one of the things that I picked up with it was that Planet of the Apes set. I don't have the big. It was a big kind of long case one, But I would definitely, I would rebuy the Planet of the Apes in 4K. I don't have the new ones in 4K. Yeah, John. You would think, you know, there'd be lights and stuff, but nah. I I give no credit to trolls. Only New Kids needs a release. You think that now with Lori Loughlin in the news and the kind of scandal going on, that somebody would actually kind of like hook onto that and say, "Hey, man, maybe now's a good time to release it." Because I'm pretty sure it was her. Because I remember the first time I saw her was on not many of you guys. I don't think any of you guys can remember this. There was a soap opera that used to come on called Edge of Night, which basically was a murder soap opera. Basically, somebody was getting killed all the time. Like it's amazing that people. Oh, actually, yeah, this is where I do my studying. Like I work on my computer, do my studying. If I'm doing like there's certain videos that I want to do that are kind of pre-tapes. Some I do off the cuff like this that are pre-tapes. Other ones, take more work. So there's my little editing thing right there that I do with that as well. So those will come out down the road. They're coming out slower because I'll be honest with you. Anytime I pre-tape a video, I make it shorter, and it's something that anyway. Apparently somebody's setting up a rumble somewhere, uh, but it ain't happening here. So, but yeah, there's like a yeah, pretty much Adam. Ignore it. I apologize. I try to get it off as much as I can. Um, if the person's like blocked, they don't say this right now. Uh, but yeah, see this. This has been the wrench right now so far. Basically, when I came on tonight, I knew it was a Friday night. I knew that there's more activity when it comes to trolling on this night. I do know who one of the people that came in to troll is, and so that's why I got the supper so I can actually do that. Thank you. Did you like the what? Did you like the Doctor Who episode? I hope you did. I had fun with that one, and it is something that I am kind of passionate about. So the how to fix it is like a series. Doctor Who was just the first one. Uh, I'm gonna do franchises, movies, stuff like that as well. Maybe even throw a little bit of wrestling in there. Thank you, Paul. I actually saw your comment. Um, so you'll be getting more of those. I kind of wait till they hit a certain when it gets a certain amount of. It's not your fault, Jace, man. Uh, when it gets a certain amount of like of viewers is what I do is kind of like to. Thank you. Actually, I appreciate that, Scott, because I know you're not a fan. Uh, then I just yeah, that's kind of sad though. I mean, like it is really. Sasha, you would think, if you can't be constructive, like I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get that. I don't get that personality type. Is that a serious thing? You know how I know you are, right? Just so you know, before I block you, that I know your channel and I know who you are. Boo. Okay. Yeah. See, I should probably like let them stay a little bit longer so that they up my viewership rate because if they stay a certain length of time, you know that counts for your views. But the thing is, I don't. Um, I X them out fast. So when you do up the viewer thing afterwards, then Facebook nowadays is they'll basically they'll delete those views. They don't count towards that stuff. Am I getting so Brian asked me if I'm getting the new going for Weird Science and 16 Candles. I probably am. I probably won't get them on release day, but they're ones that I do want. And Eddie Phantom said there, have I been watching the new Twilight Zone? I have. I've only seen the first 3 episodes so far. I actually got 2 more that I got left to watch. I think it's 2 more I got to watch. I think there's only 5 out now. And I do enjoy it. I I would have preferred them gone for like a slightly shorter time. I think maybe like 30 minutes would be better. But it comes across much like that the other season. That kind of the fifth season of Twilight Zone. I think it's the fifth or fourth season where they ran like the 45-minute long episodes. For me, for Weird Science, I kind of want the steelbook, but if I don't get the steelbook, I do like the movie, so either way, I'll get it. I'm not like a massive like fan of like steel. A lot of people will go out and they'll grab the steelbooks they because they want to have them type of thing. But as long as I get the movie and has the same features, I'm good. I think I love the fact that you said it. You say this stuff and not me, because wow, that really. So as you see previously on here, just so you know, I said, hey, I think I know who the troll is based on the way that the type of things they say, and the stuff and the comments they make. I won't get into this very long. It's just funny. Okay, so I can say it. So they said, you can't say anything. I'll sue you for libel or slander, something like that. Just kind of like kind of funny stuff like that. And then they came out and kind of outed themselves. That like really, like seriously, did you do that? Uh, that's oh wow, that's really. Can you imagine that? Oh, you definitely be able to beat him down like like John, no problem. um, I just think that's really funny. Like you get all these comments and it's like trying to dig and stuff and comments like that, and then they'll come in. Well, am I this person? Well, I kind of wasn't gonna. The thing is, I'm not gonna give your channel like any notice. Uh, do you really want to give your channels bad notice? Okay, do that. Um, okay. Uh, I'm not saying which or whatever person's it is, or if that's just a person that you're associated with. But yeah, that's killing there. That wow. Uh, sorry guys, that's just really funny. It's like going to rob a store and like getting away with it, and then coming back with your ski mask half up and saying, "I do you think I robbed this store?" Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's talk about other stuff. Okay, that kills me. That made my night, guys. That really did. The, the, it did though. It was kind. It's isn't that funny though? All right. Uh, so here we are talking movies again. Because oh yeah, I honestly I had this one yesterday, but the announcements for Arrow came out, and and it was like John Hughes stuff. So I said, this is my only John Hughes shirt. You know, my cousin got me this one. So I'm thinking like, okay, definitely the shirt I have to wear for tonight. Because 16 Candles is coming, and so is and so is Weird Science. That's that's a given. Like, what else can you go with when it comes to that? Like, there's got to be some John Hughes stuff, man. That night, I don't have any shirts from Necromantic or anything like that. Goes not gonna be anything from Shram or any of those. But I'm still trying to. That is a good lesson, Sasha. That'll keep you sane. I don't have the criterion, Brian, for Breakfast Club, though I really do want it. Uh, it's a Breakfast Club is one of those movies, like many people that grew up that are my age, that obviously was like a special thing for us. We related to it, and being a teenager, we more than likely looked at one of those characters and we're like, oh God, I totally feel that character. And when you get older and you become an adult, you realize I was probably more of that other character. Uh, but uh, but yeah, so yeah, and I did ask that question at the beginning of this video, basically. Which character were you from the Breakfast Club? Which one did you see yourself as? See, I had like a version of the Breakfast Club that had a lot of features on it, but I do want to upgrade to the Criterion edition because I'm a huge fan of that film, uh, and it's nice to see Criterion, like in a lot of other companies, really the Outcast. So you're like Bender. So the Outcast, that's Bender. That's Judd Nelson. Um, I used to kind of think I was Bender, but I don't think I became Bender to college. What is this? The Recluse, Ali Sheedy's character. That was pretty much me. Uh, I was I was the guy that was like friends with all the different groups, but I don't think I really fit in any group. Is that I think I gave that one I got for my kids that I actually it's kind of like a notebook, right? Is that the one? Because there's one that I got like that it had a like a notebook look to it. A binder, yeah, thank you. Um, so that one I do remember. Well, it was actually, you know what? You're the first person I've heard say that. Paul Gl- but I don't know. I'm a huge fan of the Breakfast Club. I was a huge fan of all the John Hughes films. Some of them, like you've mentioned, like some of them now, certain sequence of them do come off as kind of weird, kind of creepy. Um, you know, and that is it is pretty much given. Some of it does come off. Some of it doesn't age well. Like, but I still really enjoy the films. Oh, my question, Sasha, was from before. I think you might have answered it actually. Was just basically which character were you from the Breakfast Club? Most people go in thinking they're either, they're either, if the girls usually think she's Molly Ringwald or the guy usually thinks that they're Bender. Uh, I Some people will go with the jock. I had a few friends that actually were legit like the jock character, and basically either because they were like super into the sports and like that was a big thing, or sometimes it was because like when it came to the character, the Emilio Estevez character, the jock character basically, their parents really were really super were super hard on them. And they may not be into, like, could be, you know one, academics, but I never saw it. You should see it. It's actually a really good movie. uh, and that's the thing, like when you're a teenager, and because I'm a big kid, I can probably still relate. When you're a teenager, you want to be defined by who you are, and not who your parents are. As you get older, as you start finishing high school, and like you realize, for especially for a lot of people, you don't want to be your parent. Like, no matter how great your parents are, most people go finish high school thinking, when you're 17, you know nothing, and you think you know everything. They know that's just a fact. And I'll be honest with you. I was asked. Somebody asked me, so when exactly will I know everything? Well, I'm sorry, but it's probably not. I'm in my 40s. I'm in my late 40s. I still feel like, knowledge wise, I'm 17. I pretty much know nothing. So it doesn't end. It unfortunately doesn't end. So I think in that manner, yeah, the Breakfast Club works. It still works no matter what age you are. You just see it in a different way. Some of my friends told said that about me in a certain place I lived. Actually, uh, was a special. I didn't feel. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't feel Ferris Buellerish at all until I reached college. I was an awkward little dude. Like, I was an awkward little scarecrow. That's what I was. But college was kind of like, you know, like my college was my good years. It was my first year of college, especially my first year of college. I loved it. Journalism, and lots of Captain Morgan. Lots of Captain Morgan. Spooked. Are you serious? All right. No. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is a fantastic film. That one has a bad association with it, really? Why does Planes, Trains, and Automobiles have a bad association with it? I can't think of anything for that one. Maybe there's something that I'm. Wow. I just read that there's somebody's super crazy paranoid. Uh, okay, but anyways, so what's the thing with planes? I completely understand when it comes to like 16 Candles, there's almost like a weird kind of like date rapey sequence in 16. There is like, you kind of can't get past that. And as lovable as Ducky is, and I'm a huge John Cryer fan, in Pretty in Pink, he does kind of come off kind of like stalkerish, right? Uh, like he doesn't, like, obviously he doesn't turn into like a psycho, but if you look at it in a different way, some people like really wouldn't get that. But yeah, no, there is issues with that Pretty in Pink sequence. You kind of can't deny that. Uh, but it's but it was done like in a different time set, I guess. You just put that into, you put it into like into context of the time that it was done. Like this, this was the 80s. This was the time when Soul Man came out in the theaters, and people went and saw it, and by far and large didn't see much wrong with it. For those who are unaware, there is an 80s movie called Soul Man. Now, what is Soul Man? Well, there's a rich white student. uh, Thank you. See, Thomas Howell, John Steele, who actually played some good killers on like Colonel Mine, stuff like that. Uh, that pretty much finds out that he can't get into the college he wants to because his dad stops his money. So he's got to go. It is the culture training. He's got to go and find another way to get in. So he goes in blackface. I couldn't make this up. I'm not being offensive to anybody. I'm just giving you the actual plot of this film. Um, so he does. He actually does. He goes into college and he gets in, and they called the movie Soul Man, and this played in theaters. So sometime in the 80s, there was a bunch of people sitting around sitting around like a table, and they said, what's a good idea for a film that's not going to offend anybody? They were like, you're right. You're right, Jim. This is the movie we have to make. And I'll be honest, I thought it was I didn't mind the movie back in the day. I kind of liked the film. I understand the problems people would have with Soul Man, especially looking at it now. Yeah, yeah. No, but it's still meant to be comedy or not. Warlock. It's That's easy for me to say. But yeah, it can be seen as pretty offensive when you really think about it, because not only like, obviously it's meant to have a message, like a meaning and a message at the end. I know what they were going with and what they were kind of going for, and I think back in the day I did kind of see it as I didn't see it as like I saw it more or less that, but there was uh, there basically what he did is wrong, uh, and he falls in love, and but I still think that for some people coming in, if you just told some Warlock, I'm sorry, but if you told somebody the plot of this film, no other context, is it okay? There's this comedy, and you're like, okay, what would happen? they would not be all about, I got to see that film. They're like, I think I got to see that film in a much different way. That is the truth of the matter. Uh, did I think it was a good film today? Yeah, I really did. Do I see how some people could be bothered by the film? Yeah, I do. Yeah, a lot of the comedies, like, look at Revenge of the Nerds. But I'll be honest with you, Andy. I thought Revenge of the Nerds was kind of creepy back in the day. I really did, for a couple reasons. Uh, the the scene with the girl was super creepy. Even back then, like, people think, well, Revenge of the Nerds is creepy. No, Revenge of the Nerds was always kind of creepy. And if you were at all geeky, and I was pretty geeky, I would put out there, I was a fairly geeky guy. I still consider myself a geek. It just it just became like more popular to be geeky. That's the thing. Uh, like, Revenge of the Nerds was not exactly a stellar look at geek culture. Not at all. Isn't it weird though that people that you can go on like YouTube, you can put. I don't think people aren't that offended. Like people, some people are like by really. I don't know. I like Robert. Is it Robert or Keith Carradine? It was one of the Carradines. Forget you know. Uh, it's not one of those I can watch all the time. Maybe it's just maybe I was too nerdy indie, so that it just kind of like kind of bothered me because of that. But I just didn't. I just couldn't. I just didn't get into it. I've got the box set actually. I've got the box set because it has a TV pilot. Body Bags. The first episode of Body Bags. Thank you, Annie. That's the one that's set in Haddonfield, sort of. Like it's just outside of Haddonfield. So it's got like a. It actually has a legitimate Halloween, like reference, like to it. So it kind of it's in the Halloween universe. It's legitimately in the Halloween universe. Uh, for me, it's my favorite episode of Body Bags. Body Bags was what was a pilot film for was meant to be for like an anthology TV series that John Carpenter was going to do. Unfortunately, it was just the film that got made, and I think it went straight. If I don't think it went to theaters. I think it went straight to DVD or VHS back in the day, and it never got shown like basically as but I really did like somebody said like there was like there was definitely girl geeks back in the day. It's just the same as guy geeks. We didn't really talk about each other a lot. Uh, oh, that person's not here, John. I already got rid of him. Yeah, don't worry about it. Um, we didn't really talk about. We didn't really like geek culture. Geeks, it's huge now. I mean, like a lot of my friends that were like big and like kind of jockier and all the type of stuff. Like later on, like they clung on to try to be geeky and because it was a way to stay stay popular. Some people that was a big thing. Uh, but yeah, no, we were always there. We were always there. Like everything, even like some of the geek like underground comic scene, like Robert Crumb and like stuff like a lot of the comics and stuff. Where I cannot lie. Most people had a lemonade stand when they were a kid. I had so many comic books that at one point I had a comic book stand. Uh, so you would have liked that. I had like these comics and I sold them like for fairly cheap too. Actually, probably some of them probably were worth money. Actually, when later on, come to think of it, but that's what I actually did. I had so many like other. I wanted to buy more comics, and there was a store that just opened up in my area. It's like kind of like a convenience store, but had like a comic section, and I wanted more comics, and my allowance was spent for that week. I think I picked up like the Haunted Tank and Superboy and stuff like that. So so I made a comic book stand, and I still sold like some of my old comic books to go buy some new ones. Uh, if for future people that ever think of making a comic book or something that's light like that and doing a stand, uh, one thing I can tell you from my youth experience, wind can be a bitch. And it was for my comic book stand. Wind turned out to be a thing, which which really affected it because I was there for like half an hour and I lived in Newfoundland, close to the ocean. Obviously, wind. Even on the brightest of days, we had lots of wind and stuff. And that day, so here's, you know, like 8 or 9 year old me running down the road because my comics that I've just decided, okay, I'm going to sell these comics. I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to get myself the latest, whatever dollar comic that was at the time, is running down, like grabbing like comics that have just, the breeze has flown them off. So I'm trying to figure out a way to actually make sure that doesn't happen again. Anyway, that's probably a bit too much knowledge about how geeky I was, but yeah, I'm proudly geeky. I'm super proud of that. Geeky at a time when geeky wasn't cool, guys. Well, that's how a lot of us got here. You know, got into like what we're into now, films, or people that are into gaming. Oh, so my looks like my phone has just told me I have to finish this video off because I am under 10% on this phone. The plus to this phone, wind. Nah, I was really young. There was no women flocking around me at that point, guys. Not even close. Anyway, so my phone is under 10% right now. I love doing videos on the phone because I do think the quality is better. You guys can let me know what you're thinking about on that. Exactly. Oh, dude, man, John, I could have hooked you up, man. I was really lucky that way. One of the girls that I knew in like in high school, she was like super geeky. I mean, like, and she would always be like, she'd always have like the big sweaters on and like comics and books. She was like super nerdy, and I had a huge crush on her. I don't think I let her know like for a long time. We were in a dart team together. This will be my last story to go out on, but I think I met her grandparents because she was raised by her grandparents. Like a couple times like uh, after high school when I was in college, and she became a model. Actually, she went into like modeling, and I think she might did some acting as well. And I did know another one that went into like kind of like more of an adult industry. So yeah, some of the geeky ones are actually yeah. Anyway, there you go, guys. There's an interesting story to end on. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thanks for like sticking around even when we had some em- some embarrassment of riches with some other people. Have a great evening. I am Aaron. You guys are the Movie Club, and as always, you guys rock. Thanks for joining me tonight and making my Friday that I'm spending on my own, unfortunately, way better than it would have been if I just had gone and watched the film. Have a great evening. Take care, all.